Hello, Capricorn. My name is Kristen Simone Hansen, and welcome to Sea Goat Secrets. Okay, so Capricorn, this is your career reading for November 2023. And it's great because with a lot of the transits that took place in October, and you guys going through this revival of self, this renewal of self, self-worth, etc., your career is taking a lot of big turns and shifts in November, but they are going to feel, yes, there's a lot of serendipity. There's a lot of graceful gifts kind of being handed to you, but it's not going to feel so loud. It's more quiet, introspective, and like swimming, basically. Things that were once creating a lot of resistance, things where you were, places where you were once restricted, releasing their restriction, releasing their hold, deals that you were waiting for, money that needed to come back to you, business partners, jobs, etc. Many of you are starting new jobs in November as well. You're starting new contracts, you're starting new partnerships. All of these things are moving in a more seamless, fluid way. Again, nothing too big, mainly because it would kind of overwhelm you a little bit. It's just, it's so beautiful the way in which you're going to feel like you're in control. And a lot of it is just, again, feeding your self-worth more with all of the things that took place in October. These two eclipses were huge for you guys. Sorry, these two eclipses were huge for you guys. Sorry. They were huge for you guys in terms of changing things and shifting things for you, getting rid of that which did not serve, getting rid of the people that did not serve, and then pulling in the things that do work in alignment with you. But instead of thinking so external, it all became internal. Especially the Taurus transit had you really seeing yourself clearly, whether it was people that you were involved with, conversations that you were having, opportunities that you were getting, and even just the times that you were spending with yourself. It's like you were seeing yourself in a new light. And after all the frustration and the rage that many of you had experienced throughout October, it's like you ended October in this much more peaceful and aligned space where you were able to understand who you are and your value, and how it ended up that that realizing of self ended up creating this harmony. And you're sitting in that harmonious space right now, and you're going to be entering November in that same harmonious space, which is great. So one of the biggest things when it comes to November and your career is the fact that Saturn in Pisces is going direct. So it's been retrograde for some time, and it ended up causing a lot of delays for you, stalls, and it was mainly so that you had to go back and revisit things in your career, what it is that you wanted, your public image, different things like that, the person that you wanted to be. And it made it so that you had to go back into that introspective space and start from the drawing board, saying to yourself, okay, I started this business. Many of you started new businesses this year following your intuition, and you may have run into stalls, or you may have run into difficulties. But again, this retrograde was to make it so that you went back and got better with your business plan, got better with what it is that you were going to put out there, your approach, getting more expansive as well, because when we're talking about Pisces Saturn, for you guys, it's all about learning, relationships, connections, siblings, etc. But one of the biggest things is learning how to expand yourself with those who are different than you. That language learning, the third house, this, where's your intellectualism? Where are you expanding your modes of thinking, and realizing that maybe your clientele can be more far-reaching than you originally envisioned for yourself. And that's going to be a big thing for November, especially as the Pisces Saturn goes direct, and we have all of these Sagittarius placements in movement, which Sagittarius is going into Mercury and Mars, and with those things, and then eventually the Sun. with all of these things happening through your 12th house, and Sagittarius being such an expansive planet in terms of thinking about the other, thinking about travel, things that are far away, people that are different than you, people from multiple cultures, etc. It's going to really increase the way that you're looking at your business and your business plan. The beautiful thing is that the work that many of you guys can create or have created, especially for those of you that own businesses, you created these ideas or these plans that actually can go much further than what your original concept of it was. And yes, it may have been difficult to have to go back and revisit and to change, but in this month of November, you're going to see how those changes are actually going to push you much further than you expected. Now, for those of you that have jobs, many of you are starting new jobs, business partners, etc., you're going to be realizing that the position that you're holding, there's so much more you can do with it than what you originally expected. Just in general, there's going to be so much movement in terms of you being able to understand how far it is that you can go. My voice is getting all messed up. Okay. Yeah, so movement in terms of you understanding how far it is that you can go and how your plans can be extended to so many different spaces. So after the Saturn transit happens on the 4th of November, and almost immediately you guys are going to see that push, that shift happen in terms of delays that you ran into, callbacks that you were looking for, finances that needed to come back and return to you. These things are going to be moving in a much more seamless way, and this time around, especially after October, you're no longer in a space where you feel like, oh goodness, I'm so grateful, I'm happy that I deserve this. You understand that you deserve everything, which is good because now you can receive from a space of abundance instead of receiving from a space of scarcity. Throughout October, you guys have had to learn that scarcity begins in the mind, and truly diving into that after this eclipse and really seeing how you stood in your own way. And November is going to show you all the ways in which you've stood in your own way in the past and how you are so much bigger than the ways in which you would kind of make yourself when you were faced with vulnerability, the vulnerability of your project not going through the way that you wanted it to, or not having the finances that it is that you're most comfortable with, or not feeling like you were in a position to exude that beautiful authority that you like to do, that made you feel vulnerable. And for many of you, it put you in a scarcity space. But really, it was that scarcity had always kind of been in the back of your mind. It just emphasized it, it amplified it, so that you can get to the other side of it, which is understanding that your worthiness and your value begins with you. It doesn't begin with anything outside of you. Even if the business fails or wins, it starts with you. Whether you get the job or do not get the job, whatever finances you're making, it begins with you. Your abundance is a you experience and solely a you experience. So with all of these graceful gifts coming to you, as I said, you now are receiving them in a much better state, and you understand that they have always been you. You will always deserve them, which is going to feel very, very good. We have powerful movements in your personal desires. The only opposition I would say, we're going to go into the dates, and I'll mention the 14th of November a little bit later. But you are realizing how great you are and you're amplifying it. You're attracting a lot of things in terms of money. Streams of income are going to start to expand for you guys in general over the next 6 months. But this is kind of the beginning of that process. After this eclipse, you're now in November, and all of this opportunity is around you, specifically to your pentacles. There's ways in which you're opening yourself to understanding what you deserve, and you're just going to, your eyes are going to be opening to all the ways in which you can receive more and create more for yourself, generate more. Diplomacy and work as well, when we're looking at the Venus and Libra transit, what you put out comes back to you without resistance, and that's going to be the beautiful flow that's going to be taking place in November in general. And as I keep saying, a lot of things on an international sense, and knowing how to take your visualizations or your dreams and converting them into reality. And because a lot of planets are going to be in Sagittarius, we've got Mercury going into Sagittarius on the 9th, Mars going into Sagittarius on the 24th, and we've got the Sun moving into Sagittarius at the end of the month. So what it is that you're going to be seeing, especially when it comes to your subconscious mind, because Sagittarius for Capricorn is the 12th house, and the 12th house is very Piscean when it comes to your dreams, your visualizations, your subconscious and conscious mind. There's parts of you that are aware of what it is that you want to manifest and or create, but in the non-physical. So after the 9th, you're going to really be in your mind in terms of thinking, what is it that I can do to generate more? Or how is it that I want to show up in the world, or really convert my career to do more for the collective, or do more for my personal self, my family, etc. You're going to be having all of these visuals, these dreams, these perspectives, and you're going to be backed up in terms of being able to create them in the physical. I would say that all throughout Scorpio season, most things are going to be subconscious and more in the manifestation, visualization stage, and then they're going to be able to have full movement behind them when Sagittarius goes into the sun and gives you all of this fire and this momentum, and you're going to then start to see the returns on all of these things that you did in your subconscious, which is great, because a part of the reason why you're so good at this month versus in the past is because after these transits that took place in October, you're aware of your self-worth. I just keep emphasizing that. So you're no longer in a space where you feel like you have to lug things up the mountain in order to see them come into fruition. You understand that through your visualizations, through the things that take place in the mind and the body in terms of understanding what you deserve. It is yours innately because you deserve it. You can have it because you're worth it. You are talented enough. You are intelligent enough. It is naturally you. So it's going to create a really good result in terms of you visualizing and manifesting what it is that you desire the most. And then when that action happens, just seeing things come in with frictionless movement, which is going to feel very, very good. I would also say when it comes to the 24th, when Mars goes into Sagittarius again, that's a lot of fire. We are already going to be in Sagittarius season when that happens. So those two things backing you up, you're going to feel like, okay, if I can create it here, then I can see it in the physical. And it's going to feel very natural, very organic, inside, outside, as within, so without. And that energy is going to then boost your confidence, give you a lot of healing energy, especially at the end of the month as we have that Gemini moon transit. You're going to be aware of your health. And for you guys, in terms of your career, a lot of it is based around your financial health, ways in which you feel like you've been wounded financially or career-wise, or you were not seen to your highest potential in your career. Those things are going to be healed naturally through you being able to see that you can create whatever it is that you desire. So when you start to see more money come in, you start to see your plans come into fruition, you start to see these dreams being realized, it's going to then work in a beautiful way where it begins to heal some of the damage, if not all of the damage that you have created, or I don't want to say you created it, but developed up until this point in terms of the trauma tied to your career, your finances, and your public presentation. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the Venus and Libra transit. Venus going into Libra is in your 10th house. So a lot of romanticism when it comes to 10th house matters, and 10th house is Capricorn house. It is your career. It is how you're showing up in the world. So as these movements begin to take place, another great thing that is backing you up is there is this beautiful kind of image glow around you. So a part of that seamless action is people just wanting to give things to you, people wanting to work with you, people being able to see your vision and see your glow. They want to see you at the office. They want to see you with your business. They want to be your clients, etc. You're going to have a lot of magnetism and a beautiful magnetic pull. And it's going to heal a lot of things tied to feeling like you have to do so much in order to get so little. That has been pushed out of you. You now understand your worth, and you're going to see the ways in which you can generate more through less actual action and more work within, and the two coming together, which is going to feel very, very good. And I'm very happy for you guys in terms of that. The biggest opposition I would say to look out for this month is what's happening around the 14th. mainly because there is going to possibly be an opposing force, and I would say that it would continue all throughout November. It's not to say it would be a very loud force, but it also can happen in your subconscious mind. But as you're creating more and generating more, there's going to be like a gnat in the ear saying to you that you cannot do what it is that you want, or you cannot have what it is that you want, or your ideas are too big, or you don't deserve them. And it's going to kind of put you back into this space of, I have grown so much, I've healed so much in terms of my self-worth, but this thing is kind of testing it. Understand that it is a test. Understand that the if it shows up in the form of a person or financial restriction or whatever it may be, it's there to test your self-worthiness so you can get on the other side of it. Do not lose sight of the newfound confidence that you have. Whatever it is that you desire can come into full force. It's just a matter of creating plan. It's a matter of being the Capricorn who can think outside of the box, be this creative force that you are, and generate a structure around whatever it is that you want to do. If you are still holding on or still have some of those negative relationships around you, because you're going through this change, because you've healed so much, because you're going to be having a lot of movement, some of you guys can experience this opposition showing up in the form of other people who are kind of like haters. You know, they don't like to see you in this new lighthearted energy or this change that's going on with you, envy, jealousy, etc. Again, like gnats in the ear, swat them like flies and continue to move forward, all right? So that is your career reading. We are going, well, that was your career astrology. We are going to get into the reading now. Okay. All right, Capricorn. Let's do this. All right, so Capricorn. Here we have automatically, we've got a lot of positive energy going on here. So in terms of the subject, we've got your ships coming in with the Three of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, 2 threes. We've got the King of Wands here, and at the bottom of the deck, the Strength showed itself very loudly. And that is accompanied with meeting, conversing, savoring the moment, Cupid's arrow, having faith, love coming in, and boat, getting what it is that you need, closure, etc. So in terms of your subject, it's very clear that there's a lot of movement happening in November. Things that you have been waiting on, coming to find you, connections that are backing things up. King of Wands energy, you're feeling confident, you're feeling bold. It's all about the things that serve you, that put you back in a position of power and personal clarity. This is really good. And the things that you've been waiting on for however long are here, coming into the center stage. So receiving what it is that you need, connecting with those that you need to connect with. The Three of Pentacles in a career reading is always a great feeling or a great omen in general, because it's all about partnerships, networking, people being on your side, people wanting to see things through for you, how other people are showing up in terms of your dynamics. These also look very good as well. Good conversation, feeling uplifted. Your connections are going to be serving you a lot. You're finally getting what it is that you need, especially when we have faith, love is coming, etc. With this energy, we see so much of what it is that you desire the most coming to find you, and it's coming through the lens of other people. You can finally move on from what was blocking you in the past, and you can finally move forward in order to get, because you're now getting what it is that you've desired or needed. A lot of those delays that I was mentioning showing up here again in the reading, which is good. This is all good. It's all very bright. It's all very vibrant. Here we have with your advice is trusting yourself, coming to life. So there's an eeriness here. So even though there's all this movement happening, you're getting what it is that you desire, getting what it is that you want without extra effort. Because again, this is about waiting, this is about waiting, and this is about connecting. So, and then here we have these as well. This is about just being as it is, waiting again and connecting again. So there isn't much action going on from where you're sitting, which in my opinion seems good. It's based on your guys' last readings and the energy that has been kind of pressuring you for however many months. It's good that you don't have to take too much action here. It's all about you receiving and socializing and really using your own personal power and your own personal energy in order to generate what it is that you want. The thing about the King of Wands is he's so vibrant and so magnetic, so attractive, so confident, so bold, so fiery. He gets what he wants because people give it to him. He is a natural authority that people are just so drawn to, that magnetizing light that he tends to give out. And he's full of confidence. He's the authority that walks into the room, and with that fire and with that power, he says, I am, and others agree. So again, it's all about you sitting still in the month of November when it comes to your career, and people coming to you, these gifts being given to you, and you using this new vibrance and this confidence and this new energy that you've gained in terms of your self-worth and all these things in order to bring this all together and to have people connect with you. But when I see here this notion of having faith and trusting and believing, and then here we have inner trust, I can't help but feel like you guys are still going to be feeling worried, because in your shadow we've got the Six of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands. You're lacking confidence. You're afraid that you will not get what it is that you have given, receive what it is that you've given out. You're scared and you're worried about the very thing that's happening this month, which is connections, receiving, being given to, connect, like creating, generating through the art of other people and things coming to you. Even though this is happening, you're dealing in your shadow with feeling like this is not possible. It's not possible. It's not possible for you to get what it is that you have given out. You have more than likely been feeling scarce for so long that you're concerned that this is not a possibility. And also you're lacking in confidence. So what is going on with you is the King of Wands, which is this big, powerful, I'm the pimp that built this-ish kind of energy, but here you are lacking in raw confidence. The Queen of Wands, especially for me, represents just raw confidence, where the King of Wands is confidence in action. You're feeling insecure, you're feeling worried, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're overzealous or thinking that something's going to work out that isn't going to work out. You feel like you have been taken from, and you're concerned that you cannot get back what it is that you have given. And it's causing fear, it's causing insecurity, it's causing nervousness. But it's in movement, which I think in a practical sense is just a matter of you getting out of your own way, because we have inner trust here with come to life. So whatever it is that has taken place up until this point is not taking place in the month of November. It's exactly the opposite. You have to trust that these things are unfolding for you, and you have to bring yourself back to the world. Connect again. I can't help but feel like these fears are rooted in a lack of trust in the past, or the betrayal, or because when we look at Bastet as a card, and I'll read it for you, but it's all about unwinding, releasing stress, calming down, realizing that the only way that you can move forward is to let go of the baggage, is to let go of being so wound up that you're overwhelmed, and you've been so overwhelmed for so long that you can't see through a new beginning or your journey at all. So with this here being in your healing point, that means that you need to heal by understanding how to let go and to relax through inner trust, through coming to life, to trusting that you are now in a space that is like the King of Wands. You are getting what it is that you've been desiring. People do want to connect with you and work with you. And whatever it is that's in the shadow, which is this fear that you're not going to receive, and this fear of lacking confidence, this fear that you are undeserving in so many ways, because the Queen of Wands is all about audacity. She's the queen of audaciousness. She, similar to the King of Wands, she shows up and she says, it is because I say it is. She's attractive, she's vibrant, and she's fully confident in whatever it is that she desires. As I said, for me as a reader, she represents raw confidence. So this insecurity is rooted in a lack of trust when it comes to mostly yourself, and that inability to then trust others. You feel as if though you cannot connect with other people and receive anything good on your end. You've probably been feeling very hyper independent, wound up, stressed out, and yet and still here is November, releasing all of these things and giving you what it is that you need the most, but you don't trust it. You're concerned, you're worried, you're bogged down, you're overwhelmed, you're stressed out, and you're scared. So let's go with the healing point here. I'll read the first one and then okay, so we've got, do not turn away from your path, from what you know in your heart to be true. No matter what appears to be, nor what logic may dictate, trust what your heart is telling you. So again, we're going back to this place of inner trust. A deep sense of you being able to get what it is that you desire the most and things working out for you, people giving back to you what it is that you've given out. You receiving now is a possibility. It is the possibility. Stronger than the Queen of Wands. Yes, you might be dealing with insecurity, but now you're in a space where your confidence is in motion, your self-worth is in motion, you're being seen very clearly, and you're getting exactly what it is that you need. You have to have faith and you have to have trust in that understanding. So continue to read. No matter what appears to be or what logic may dictate, trust what your heart is telling you. You are safe and protected. You are spiritually empowered with all that you need to manifest your authentic soul path. Again, confirmation on you being able to get what it is that you need. You have what it takes to connect with the light and live that connection in practical ways, which contribute positive energy to the human collective. So again, we're going back into the space of the practicality, the literal pentacle experience of you being able to get back what it is that you have been given out. So in a more literal sense, this is you being able to get the job, this is you being able to get the money, this is you being able to get the connections, the clients, the partnerships. All that you have been working toward up until this point is now coming to find you in November without you putting in very much action toward it. The only thing you have to do is trust and believe in that you deserve it and bring yourself back out into the world. Because people are seeing you. What it is that you desire wants you, but you have to believe that you deserve it and give yourself whatever strength that you still have or whatever light is still inside of you. This is now the time to bring it out. Just when you feel like you are going to be defeated, there is that last spark that can be ignited in order to bring you to all of these beautiful blessings that are coming to find you now. Which is great, and I'm going to read this one for you as well. You've been moving so fast for so You've been moving so fast for so long that you're not realizing how wound up you've become. Gently unwind now. To drop into a deeper, slower, healing rhythm, you will restore your body, mind, and soul, again, coming to life. This is not about action. This is probably the greatest feeling in it. Like, look at these cards. Look at the energy of this reading. You don't have to make a move. You just have to be as you are. You've already done all of the work. It's now here to find you. You just have to understand that you deserve it. You have to understand that this is now your reality. A lot of the work that gets put into things is not always so tangible. A lot of the work you've done on yourself is exactly what is bringing all of this into the forefront in the first place. You're getting exactly what it is that you need. You're finally receiving what it is that you need. The phone calls, the connections, the finances, it's here to find you. You just have to allow it. You have to believe in it as well, and believe in yourself most importantly. And you'll restore your body, mind, and soul. So I'll read that again. Gently unwind now to drop into a deeper, slower healing rhythm, and you'll restore your body, mind, and soul. Things which seem too difficult right now shall soon seem manageable and even pleasurable to accomplish. So again, I think that in general, you're going to be dealing with a lot of doubt, a lot of fear. When we look at the Six of Pentacles in a career reading, that is scary. Because the Six of Pentacles, in the shadow at least, it's scary because it can mean a bad investment. It can mean sending out a bunch of applications and not getting not one phone call back. It is putting in all this extra work for a client, especially For those of you that are in the kind of work like contracting or design or anything like that, it's like putting in all this extra work for a client and them not giving you the phone call back, or them skipping out on the final contract. That's what that Six of Pentacles can represent in the shadow, which is you giving so much and not receiving what it is that you dished out. And that, married with the Queen of Wands, is all about fear. It's a lack of confidence of you being able to receive. Very scary in a career and finances reading, because the importance of our money, the importance of what it is that we invest in being able to be given back to us. So you are scared. You're dealing with fear here, and it's requiring you to have faith. So fear married with faith. But all of these things in terms of action are taking place. But the Three of Wands is a waiting card. It is. It's a card where you're sitting and you're waiting for your ships to come in. But the ships are here. The ships have found you. This is a time when you're standing in a more solid and confident space because you're receiving what it is that you need. But you still are required to have faith. So that seems like, in terms of your career, especially when you want to talk about the kind of transits that are happening in November, it seems like a journey of patience. So you're getting what it is that you desire, you're getting what it is that you need, but it's more than likely going to be spread throughout the process. So some phone calls made in the beginning of the month, some phone calls taking longer than expected, some returns that you're getting sooner, and some returns that you're getting later. And that is kind of where this I was going to say juxtaposition, but this balance in terms of faith and fear. Having full confidence that you're getting what it is that you need. People are connecting with you. People want to be around you. They see you in this King of Wands energy. You're the one in charge. You're vibrant. You're powerful. You're magnetic. You're this king. But at the same time, if time is a part of this, if you are feeling like divine timing is saying, oh, I have to wait 2 weeks, I have to wait 3 weeks, that can be what's causing this wounding up feeling. But I can't help but feel like, again, this is in the past. So a lot of this stuff are things that you were battling with or dealing with up until this point. And November is you seeing through releasing these things and putting them down. Just because in the subject here, none of these cards represent having to heal. None of them. We don't see a Six of Swords here. We don't see a Eight of Cups here. Nothing represents that. What we see here in your subject, in your healing point, we see that because you have to come to life and you have to trust yourself. And in your advice is come to life and trusting yourself. And in your healing point, we see you have to unwind and have faith, etc. But in terms of your subject, none of that is there. Your subject is saying everything that you desire is here to find you. It is showed itself in the present moment. You're just scared and you're worried about it. You're battling with it as it continues to unfold. So it's an internal thing. Your magnetism will create what it is that you want. People are here showing up for you. It's a matter of having faith because you're getting what it is that you desire. And understanding that whatever timing issues that you might be running into or whatever timing delays that you might be running into, these things will all be solved by the end of the 31. It's just a matter of you walking yourself through it. This is very, very positive, but it's just accompanied with what it is that you have been dealing with internally being very, very heavy and very, very negative. Trust these people. Trust these opportunities. They're here. It's not really so much about traditional action. It's more about conversation, networking, and connecting, allowing people to love you, to be drawn to you, come to life. Bring yourself into the spotlight. And trust and have faith in that, being able to work out the way you desire it to. It's very positive, very, very positive. You're putting down the pain of the past. You're putting down the stress that you've been under, this weight that you've been under, this difficulty that you've been under. It's fading away from you. And you're now in a space where you can have this deep sense of self and bring yourself back out into the world, which is beautiful. And all of these things are going to be coming in to validate that for you, that you are deserving and you are being able to actually move forward and move on and put down this feeling of feeling so unwounded and uprooted and stressed out and scared. And you can take away these fears of not being able to receive and not being able to get what it is that you've given. This drained lack of confidence can actually fade away from you, because here it is being outweighed by the king. The queen is being outweighed by the king, which is a very powerful omen within itself. This is beautiful. It's very healing. A lot of healing energy when it comes to creating career and finances without very much effort from you on a literal sense. This is just a matter of you moving into this new reality and healing what's within, but everything else is given, which is a wonderful experience to have, especially after feeling so much weight and carrying so much baggage and so much fear. It's a very nice hello, a very nice introduction to the new beginning. And just trust yourself and bring yourself back out into the world. Okay. All right, Capricorn, so I love you. Ciao.